Well, good morning, my friends, and welcome back. Cumberland Outdoorsman out here on some private property that I was fortunate enough to get some access to from a good friend of mine that I work with. And I'm sure thankful and feel very fortunate. But I wanted to come out here today because it's such a gorgeous day. I mean, what a beautiful day the good Lord has provided for us. We're still about a month from the general season opener for turkey hunting. This is a very remote spot, way out, away from everything. But I wanted to come out here and do a little scouting and take you with me, see what we can find here. We're looking for turkey sign, we're looking for tracks, we're looking for scratching where the turkeys have been, and we're looking for droppings and maybe even run into some turkeys, you never know. But this year, I'm not seeing many at all out in fields, in open areas, because last fall, we had a really heavy mass crop everywhere in this area. And I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about. Lots of acorns. And that's good because, you know, the wild critters have plenty of nourishment, plenty of food to feed on to keep them healthy. But that's the reason I come back here to this timber, because I think a lot of these turkeys now are still back in the woods. You know, that's why you're not seeing them out in the open fields as much. There are exceptions, of course, and occasionally you'll see a flock or two of turkeys and some gobblers in full strut. It was just last week I was on my way to work one morning and I looked up like 30 to 35 turkeys or so out in the field, and there were 5 big longbeards in full strut, so that was a welcome sight. I just walked a short ways from the truck and I'm already seeing some turkey sign right here. Here's some scratching right here where these turkeys have been. That's fairly fresh right there, folks. On these warmer days, they'll come to areas like this and they're scratching for bugs, you know, looking for anything they can come across. That's really fresh right there. That was just done this morning, looks like. Turkey scratching like that is what we're looking for. Over here there's some scratching. This is what you need to be looking for too, by the way, if you want to go out and scout for turkeys. There's a track right there. Look at that. It's a gobbler track. See how that middle toe is longer than the other two? Good. Well, the turkeys are here. We're going to follow this path on up and see what else we can find. Okay, now here's the kind of sign that I like to see. This whole area right here is scratched up. All that. This is where the turkeys have been foraging. Good sign right here, folks. Good sign. All through here. Scratched up. That's hen dropping right there. You can see it's kind of a puddle. If I see a gobbler dropping, I'll show that to you as well. They are different, but that's definitely made by a hen. Okay, coming up the hill here, I was wondering if I'd find any feathers. Sure enough, there's a wing feather. There's another one. And they've been in here scratching. Turkey's here, folks. When you get to the top of a hill where it makes a bend like this, You want to be careful, because a lot of times they'll be standing in the road, especially when you're hunting. When you're scouting, it don't matter all that much, but sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I'm recovering from the flu right now. Had a rough week and a half so far. Okay, this is the kind of place you want to look out for, because we're at the top of a ridge here. And like I said, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath because I've been fighting the flu. I think I'm about to get over it, but anyway, what I was saying, when you find a place like this where another road comes in, especially, and you're on top of a hill and you got an open place like this, quite often gobblers use this as a strut zone. You know, it's like a major congregating area for these turkeys. So I'm going to go on around, and I think there's an open field up here. I'm not sure, I haven't been up there yet, but this looks very promising, very, very good. A lot of these pines right here will serve as roost trees. You know, they love to roost in pines. Anybody that turkey hunts knows that. Right here, they've been scratching. Look right here. You see those scratches right there? Those are drag marks from their wings. Here's an acorn that just started sprouting. That's what I'm talking about, folks. This is a strut zone. This is the kind of place that you need to concentrate on. Look at all the scratching in here. And a lot of this is fresh, you know. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, scratching is where the ground has been scratched up and you got these leaves and pine needles and stuff sticking up, fluffed up. That's turkey scratching. I see a wet spot in the road up there. I bet you we find some tracks. Let's go check it out. Okay, on my way to that wet spot, that right there, that's from a gobbler. That's droppings from a gobbler right there. Now, other places to look for, you know, if you've got public land or private land, doesn't matter, is these open places. This is kind of a food plot, I would say. And although there's not much turkey sign right here, I would expect that once this greens up and the vegetation starts coming out, you'll get a lot of insects to come in here. You know, you'll see grasshoppers and little butterflies and things like that. And there's also some clover here. Hens need calcium and they need protein for good egg production. This is where the hens are going to be, and I guarantee you the gobblers will be around here too. So don't ignore places just because you don't see any turkey sign later on in the season. If you haven't tagged out yet, or if you haven't harvested a gobbler, places like this is what you need to look for. And remember, well folks, here I am the next day on some public ground, public hunting ground, and I came in from this field behind me here, found some turkey scratching, and as I was coming down I heard a gobble. So I'm in here just scouting around, see what I can find, you know, as far as turkey sign. And came over here and I heard him gobble like 4 or 5 times already. I think there's 2 birds. I think there's one down here and one further up. See if he gobbles again. Thought this would be a good chance to get my little dog out here. Let her get some fresh air. Okay, my friends, I took a little hike all the way around here. Went back that way down into a creek bottom and back up. And came back up here on this side. This is on the opposite ridge here from where I was previously. And found some more turkey scratching right here. They've been in here fairly recently. This whole area right here is scratched up. I heard that turkey back that way. He's a pretty good ways off. Never did see him. I just let him move off with his hens. I heard some hens yelping too, pretty loud. But that gobbler moved on off. But I think I heard one further down this way. So, not really sure where they went off to. I think they went, there's a cedar thicket back that way. Back in that direction. I think they headed back that way. Hearing something right there. Somebody shooting in the background there. That's on private. That gobbler may be riding around here still. They like to hang around this area here. Anyway, I'm gonna sit down and take a little rest. Gotta pace myself a little bit, you know. I just turned 60 years old back in January, and I just can't go like I used to. So I pace myself to maintain my integrity, more or less. But it's good to get out and get some exercise. Well, folks, I took a little siesta here. And somewhere right in here close, there's some jakes. That may have been what I heard earlier. Sounds like they're right over that rise there. Could be back here behind me. I'm not sure. I just heard it real clear just a minute ago. If I can get this dog to settle down. Set. There it is. There he is. There he is. Stay. Stay. There's 3 of them coming right here. Four of them. That's a longbeard right there. Two longbeards. There's a whole group of them here. Let's see if I can. That sounded like a jake caulking right there, but I saw a couple of longbeards. Well, guys, I don't know how good the footage was, but I just had 4 gobblers come in within 30 yards here. They're still just right over that little rise there. 2 of them I know for sure are longbeards because I saw them right here. I was trying to get this dog settled down, but I guess they came into the rustling in the leaves here. Didn't spook them at all. They just fed on off that way. That's good to know. It's 3 weeks till the youth opener. I may just bring my grandson in here, you know. This is where I called in that big longbeard 2 years ago where he couldn't get a shot. It's just a little bit further back that way. She got her ears perked up. She's looking. That caulking sound was a jake. I think that's what I heard. Right there. I'm gonna wait just a little while, make sure they move off a little ways and slip out of here. He's just on the other side of that tree. I can just see the side of him right now. There he is. Oh, it's a pretty one there. There's a hen crossing the road. Still. There's a hen right there. That's why that gobbler's here. Okay, there he is. There's that gobbler. It's a big one. Well, guys, that turkey come right in here on me. That's about 45 yards out. And then I saw that hen. She was coming down here in the road, and he was getting ready to come to her, and then this dog moved. It's hard to keep these little dogs still, and they spotted that movement. I was trying to get a real good picture of him. I think you got a gist of that gobbler there. That's 6 gobblers I've seen today, right here on this little piece of public ground. I think what's going on is that hen is nesting right over there in that thick stuff. That's why that gobbler's over there, because that hen's there. They're breeding right now. We're still a few weeks, almost a month out from the season, but it's good to see that these hens and gobblers are getting together and breeding right now. Guarantee you he's breeding her. Guarantee it. I didn't even see him till I sat down here and just waited a little while. I was getting ready to get up and I looked up, saw some movement right there, and saw that gobbler coming down the hill. I'm just sitting here watching the wildlife. I saw a groundhog go to that tree right there, and I was sitting there waiting for him to come out when I saw that gobbler. I'm gonna have to leave you at home. This dog won't be still. When she saw that turkey, she started shaking all over, just got real nervous. What you think you're gonna do? You gonna catch that turkey? That's hard to keep these little dogs still. But if I'd have been hunting right here, that would have been an easy shot. Anyway, that's a big turkey right there. I think you got a pretty good look at him. I hope I captured that fairly well. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go that way. I'm going back this way and slip away from them. Let them do their business, you know. Well, good morning, friends. And I just heard some owls. Heard those owls sound off, and I heard a gobbler. That's the reason I'm out here. I'm trying to kind of get an idea of where these turkeys like to roost. Just heard a gobbler. He's way off, way back that way. Okay, folks, I think I'm at a good listening point here. I didn't bring my owl call, but I'll do the best I can with my voice. I'm going to point the camera in a direction where I think there's one gobbling right there. They roosted right over in that direction. That's exactly where I thought they'd be. Right there. I think you can hear that. Let me get a little closer. Tell you what, it's a little bit cool this morning. I'll be glad when this northern air gets out of here. That's another gobbler. It's further that way. That's two birds. One that way, one that way. Okay, I think I know which way we'll come in here when opening day arrives. I hear a hen back there. I heard that one gobbler. There he went again. I heard that other gobbler up here probably a dozen times or more. That's the reason you come out here before the season, you know. You go to the places where you want to hunt to kind of get an idea of where they like to roost and where they'll be in the morning, so you'll know where to start. Get over here and get more in line with the direction of that gobble. There's another group of turkeys back that way. That was one there, one there. Just heard another one. Back that way. There's a hen yelping. Hear that little high-pitched hen yelp there. I think you can hear that. I'm not going to get close to these turkeys because I don't want to disturb them. I hear a hen there, a hen there, a gobbler up here, one up that way, and then two over here. Turkeys are in here. Wow. I'm just going to stand here and enjoy the morning chorus. That little hen, boy, she was just going to town a while ago. It's a distant bird. There's two that's closer. I've probably heard a half dozen different birds gobble this morning. That hen, she's quiet now. I think she's gotten with them gobblers. There was actually more than one hen That was probably the boss hen, the lead hen that I heard. That was the one that was over here. He's right there. I heard one way off, then one up here, then two down here, and one over here. There's that distant one. Anyway, we'll get on out of here, let them do their thing. I just wanted to come in here to kind of see the general area where they roost, and I think I've accomplished that. Well guys, while I was in here listening to these turkeys, I found something else I've been looking for, and here they are. Some early morel mushrooms. That's the black morel. There's one there, one there, one there. I'll look around, there should be more here. I've got two in my pocket already. I'll get these while I'm here. See them around these big poplar trees and ash. Guarantee you there's more popping up here. We had a little bit of rain the other day and that's kind of what triggered it. But I'll gather these while I'm here. Well guys, I think the mushroom season is just getting started here in my particular part of the state. I've seen reports where a few other folks have gone out and found some yellow morels already, and I haven't seen any. I'm just seeing these black morels right now, and these are just as good. I mean, these are wonderful. I love black morels. They kind of have a special place in my heart because that's how I got started mushroom hunting, was finding black morels. And some of the places where I used to find them, I'm not finding them there anymore. I think they just kind of petered out, you know, but I'm finding a few here. I've got more than a dozen already. I'll keep looking around these big poplars and ash trees. There's still that hillside over there, and then over here, I just don't want to get too close to those wild turkeys and disturb their breeding activities, because you know, that's why the season's been delayed, to kind of give the gobblers a longer time to be undisturbed, to not be hunted, so that they can breed more hens. And that's, I think that will make a difference. I'll keep looking around here. Usually when you find one, you need to look around because there's more in this one particular spot, but I don't see any more right here. I'm sure there's more here though, I'm just not seeing them. They're not easy to see. You really got to look, and you kind of have to develop an eye for them. There's one there, one over there. Guarantee you there's more. There's another one right there. Look at that. See it? They're in here, folks. Well, I kind of wandered over here looking for some mushrooms, but I haven't found any more. Well, I did find one right over there. And I just heard that gobbler sound off again. So they're still in that area there. They're breeding right there, but I don't want to go down there. But, you know, when you're out scouting, you can see here, just like I showed you before, this is fresh sign right here. When you see these leaves fluffed back like this and the ground is bare, these turkeys have been in here scratching. You know, you look for sign and you listen for them. Sooner or later, you'll run across turkeys. And now, if you're looking for mushrooms while you're out turkey scouting, like I am, one of the things that you want to look for in regards to the timing, you know, you want to know if you're at the right time. Well, if you've had some recent rainfall and the sun pops out, and you see these May apples like this right here, you can see these May apples already up. You know, that's a really good sign. When these first start popping out, that's something you want to look for. You know, if you don't find them right away, keep looking, keep walking. Sooner or later, you'll run across a good batch. You just never know where you're going to find the next good bunch of mushrooms. If you've got yellow poplars and ash, that's an ash right there. So you've got mixed wood. There's a yellow poplar. There's a yellow poplar. There's a cherry. I often find them around cherry trees. Let's look around this yellow poplar here. Maybe there's a few over here. I haven't looked. Haven't checked this spot yet. You really got to look. You know, they don't pop out like chanterelles. You know, chanterelles are really easy to find because they contrast so stark against the forest floor. You know, they have that beautiful yellow egg yolk coloration. But morels, they kind of blend in with the leaves. They're difficult to find. Even the black ones, you know, you think you'd see something black against that, but they're not totally black. They just like to hide. And a lot of times you only see the top of the morel. You know, you'll see just the tip of it. And the rest of it's hiding under the leaves. And I know there's some morels hiding around here. There's another big yellow poplar. I'll find one here in a minute. There's one right there. Told you, see? Right there. Right next to that rock. And I'll bet you there's more right in this area here. Okay, I bent over to get this one here. There's another one right there poking out. So, you know, just like I told you in the first video, that video didn't get many views, but when you find one, look around, because quite often there's more. You know, and they're not easy to spot. I'll show you that one there. Right there. Poking out from under the leaves.
And when you harvest these morels, what I like to do, I mean, you don't have to, a lot of people pinch them off, but I use my pocket knife and I just cut them off, just like that. See, I leave that bottom part of that mushroom intact with the ground. There's your black morel mushroom. These are the early ones that first start coming out. There's another one. I didn't even see that one. Another one right there. Remember, just trim them off at the base. I keep a pocket knife wherever I go anyway. And it keeps the dirt, you know, keeps the dirt away from your mushrooms. Makes them a lot easier to clean up when you get home. I love the way they have that beautiful dark brown coloration in the morning sun. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, that's two right there. See, I told you, look for them poplars. Start looking around. I think these are called Morels angusticeps. I believe that's the scientific name for these. You know, there's 3 here that I found, but I guarantee you there's more. Guarantee it. I just haven't spotted them. Well, friends, when you're out in the woods and you're starting to find a few morel mushrooms, this little tip right here is especially true for the early black morels. The yellow morels aren't as hard to find because they're usually somewhat larger and they kind of stand out more. But these black morels have a tendency to really blend in. But if you can get on a hillside like this right here, you know there's morels. You know, you found a few already. You happen to spot one and then you see another one. Get on your knees and, you know, at first glance you probably won't see anything. You're looking around, you're scanning the area, and then boom, there's one right there. You see it? It's right in that little clump of grass. Hiding behind the grass. And then you look around, you don't see anything. And then another one jumps out right there. You see it? Right there. See how well they blend in with the leaves? I'll tell you what, it'll really test your eyesight. I need to get my eyes checked anyway, because I've had these glasses for a few years now. But I can still see clearly enough to be able to spot these morels, especially in this morning sun. And you know, if you can get out early on a pretty day like this, a lot of times you can see them, but they're easier to see on a little bit of an overcast day because there's not as much shadow. You know, the leaves create a lot of little shadowy areas, and they can be really tricky to spot. He's warming himself in that morning sun there, and I can't blame him. Still kind of chilly out here. Now, one thing I can tell you from hunting mushrooms in the past, you're not going to find them everywhere. I mean, right here is a perfect place where you would think there's lots of them because it looks just like the other spot that we just came from. I'm looking at poplar trees all around here, mixed hardwoods, there's beech, there's cherry, 2 cherries right there, lots of poplars back here. Here's a big poplar tree right here. I haven't found the first morel here yet. And, you know, it doesn't mean they're not here. They may just not be at this location right now. I have a theory on that. I think that certain places, the soil temperature gets to the right level to trigger morel production, you know, the fruiting of that mushroom. And certain places don't. You know, there may be more shade on this side of the hill, who knows? So it probably hasn't gotten to the right temperature yet. Now I have found yellow morels over here on the other side, and there may be some black morels over there, I don't know. But I'm going to check this pretty thoroughly, and then I'm going to go back and check the other side. One thing I have found though is some very, very fresh turkey scratching. There you can see. These turkeys have been scratching in here. That's down to the bare dirt, you know. Some on the other side over there. Right here. Right there. Right there. So at least I know, you know, I'm in good turkey habitat here. Just about everywhere I've gone, I've found turkey sign, which is a really good thing to see. You know, a couple of years ago, you didn't find that much turkey sign because there weren't that many turkeys, but I think they're starting to make a comeback. You know, I'm hearing reports from different people that have seen turkeys kind of increase in number. You know, they say, oh, I haven't seen any turkeys at that place for several years, and now I'm starting to see them again. And last year, the place where I turkey hunt on another farm, the opening day I called up 11 jakes. So that's, you know, that's a pretty good hatch. I haven't seen those turkeys anymore since that day, but I'm sure they're around there somewhere. I didn't harvest any of those, I just let them go because I was after a big longbeard. And I took one turkey off that farm. There are several more. But this morning here, you know, I know I heard probably a half a dozen gobblers over there where we found those mushrooms. And then I came over here and I'm seeing sign here as well. So let's keep looking. I'm not done yet. I've got another place in mind I want to try, and I'll see you when I find some more. Well, my friends, I was going to close out this video now, but I came over here on this hillside because, as you can see, lots of poplar trees. 2 big poplars, 3 big ones there, another one over there. This is on my property here. And then there's a big cherry tree right there. And while I was over here, I was looking around and I did find one little tiny black morel, but right here is the very first yellow morel. Didn't think I'd see it. See it right there? Well, today is the 24th of March, and to find a yellow morel this early is somewhat exceptional, because those black morels we found earlier this morning while we were out turkey scouting, you know, those are the first ones that I usually find every year, and that's about a week or two before I see any of these. So maybe that's an indicator that it's going to be a good mushroom season, and hopefully it'll be a good turkey season as well. I'm going to check a few more spots further down because I see some big poplars down there. Right there, right there, another one there, another one there, another one there. So maybe in this little valley here we'll find some more mushrooms. And then once I do that, I'll give you the conclusion of this video. Okay friends, as I was coming over here, I noticed this poplar tree here, this one here, and then those two right there. I looked around there, I didn't find anything, and I saw these poplars, and as I came up the hill here, next to this big one here, right there, there's a mushroom. You see it? And then one right there, and another one right up there, and another one right there, right behind that tree. And I would say if I look around here and really take my time, I'll probably find some more, because like I said, you know, where you find one, look around, slow down, don't get in too much of a hurry. Should be able to find some more. There, I just spotted another one right there, right behind this little tree here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, almost a half a dozen. But I guarantee you there's more here. So let me go ahead and gather these up. Well, my friends, that brings us to the close of another video, and I really had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I found exactly what I was looking for. I had a wonderful weekend. I found all the sign that I need to find to go turkey hunting. I heard turkeys gobbling and I saw them. So at least I have a starting point, you know, when the opening day actually arrives. And I'm looking forward to getting my grandson out in the woods so that he can harvest his first gobbler. But while I was out scouting for turkeys, I had another bonus. I found a good batch of morel mushrooms. So remember, if you get out and you scout for turkeys, be on the lookout for those mushrooms. I think we're going to have a good year. I found them earlier than usual this year, and most folks have. And I think that's a sign of a good season ahead of us. I think we're going to have a good mushroom season. So be on the lookout for the types of trees that I showed you, you know, and the type of habitat. Because quite often, if you find one, there's usually more around. So, you know, take your time and really scan the area. You should be able to find a good batch of them for yourself. So with that being said, let me go ahead and close out this video. And remember, if you like to go hunting, fishing, camping, shooting, hiking, no matter what your outdoor pursuit happens to be, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. But also remember this, hit that like button, smash the bell icon, and subscribe. That way you'll know when more videos like this one will be coming your way. So until next time, y'all take good care of yourselves and get out there and enjoy the great outdoors. I'll be seeing you.